A breakup used to be simple. If you were a 14th century blacksmith, you had options. You could get on a horse, ride to the next village, disappear from their reality. No digital footprint, no shared streaming profile, no couple photos to untag. You walked into the woods and let the bubonic plague handle closure. Today, a breakup is not an emotional event. It is a catastrophic infrastructure collapse. Two people accidentally build a tiny corporation, then call it dating. You share passwords. You merge friend groups. You establish legal custody over one specific couch cushion. You co-author a public social media narrative that now has to be quietly erased without making either party look unstable. So today, we are mapping the shutdown. The warning text, the box of stuff, the digital wipe, and the final system reboot. Phase 1. The system warning, every structural collapse begins with a localized failure. In the modern dating ecosystem, this failure is universally broadcast via terrifying forward text message. We need to talk. From a purely analytical standpoint, this is the most efficient, devastating data packet ever engineered by human beings. It contains absolutely zero contextual information, yet it instantly spikes the recipient's heart rate to 160 beats per minute. It is the conversational equivalent of your car's check engine light turning bright red while you are driving 80 miles an hour down the highway. When you receive this text, you are forced into the waiting period. This is the agonizing gap between receiving the message and the actual physical meeting. During this time, your brain acts like a defense attorney preparing for a deposition. It frantically scrubs through the last 6 months of text messages, searching for the exact moment the localized failure occurred. Was it the joke you made at Thanksgiving? Was it your inability to pick a restaurant on a Tuesday? You will never know because the decision has already been finalized by upper management. The meeting is just a formality. The software has already crashed. You are just showing up to read the error report. Phase 2. Physical asset liquidation. Once the breakup is officially executed, you enter Phase 2. Asset liquidation. In layman's terms, this is the box of stuff. When two humans merge their infrastructure, they slowly distribute physical assets across each other's operating bases. A toothbrush here, a phone charger there, a highly coveted, perfectly worn-in, oversized hoodie. When the relationship terminates, these assets must be repatriated. This results in the hostage exchange. You pack all of their belongings into a neutral cardboard box, drive to a neutral, heavily populated location, usually a coffee shop parking lot, and silently swap boxes like two disgraced Cold War spies trading captured intelligence officers. The primary emotional danger of the hostage exchange is the one last item trap. You will inevitably find a single stray sock or a cheap pair of sunglasses hidden under your car seat 3 weeks later. Your brain, desperate for a hit of dopamine, will try to convince you that you are morally and legally obligated to text them and return this item. You are not. That sock is dead to you. Throw it in the trash. Returning it is just a thinly veiled excuse to reopen communication and reset the entire breakup timeline back to 0. Phase 3. The digital severance. Once the physical assets are cleared, you face the most grueling phase of the modern era. The digital severance. You see, your relationship didn't just exist in the real world. It was meticulously documented on a public server. To truly move on, you have to rewrite history. This is where the post-breakup protocol is activated. Step 1 is the passive-aggressive unfollow. You cannot simply block them immediately, because that makes you look emotionally unstable. Instead, you mute their stories, unfollow their close friends, and engage in a calculated waiting game to see who unfollows who first. It is a digital game of chicken. Then comes the phenomenon known as orbiting. This is when your ex refuses to like your posts or text you, but they watch every single one of your Instagram stories within 4 minutes of you posting it. They are acting as a digital ghost, haunting your notifications just to remind you that they still have surveillance access to your grid. Step 2 is the archive. You cannot delete the photos of the two of you in Paris because that admits defeat. Instead, you archive them. You hide the evidence in a digital basement, so your public profile looks like you have just been a lone, independent wolf, traveling the world entirely solo for the past 3 years. Phase 4. The post-breakup metamorphosis. When a server crashes, the IT department doesn't just reboot it. They install a massive software update to prove to the users that the system is better than ever. Humans do the exact same thing. Within 2 weeks of a relationship terminating, the newly single individual will undergo a radical, highly uncharacteristic physical or lifestyle modification. This is a biological defense mechanism designed to project absolute thriving. For some, this manifests as the panic haircut. You will convince yourself that getting blunt bangs or bleaching your hair platinum blonde is a powerful symbol of your newfound freedom. It is not. It is a biological cry for help that will take 8 months to properly grow out. For others, it triggers the hyperfitness protocol. You will suddenly become a morning person, buy a tub of extremely aggressive, neon blue pre-workout powder, and start posting incredibly loud gym selfies at 5:00 a.m. You are not doing this for your cardiovascular health. You are doing this so that on the off chance your ex looks at your page from a burner account, they see a highly optimized, physically dominant biological specimen. And finally, we have the most dangerous subroutine, the sudden interest in niche hobbies. You will suddenly decide you are a pottery person, or you will buy a motorcycle, or you will invest heavily in an acoustic guitar you do not know how to play. You are desperately trying to overwrite your old personality data with completely new, untested code so that you don't have to process the silence in your apartment. The algorithm's purpose, the agonizing truth about the modern breakup, is that the pain is entirely necessary. It is evolutionary data collection. Every time a relationship fails, your brain logs the system errors. It takes the incompatible variables, the terrible communication skills, the misaligned life goals, the fact that they chewed their food with their mouth open, and it permanently updates your internal algorithm. You are quite literally training your biological AI to filter out bad matches for the next iteration. Society has invented a completely arbitrary mathematical formula that states it takes half the length of the relationship to get over the person. This is statistically fabricated nonsense designed to make you feel better. You get over them the exact second your brain finishes processing the error report and realizes that being alone is actually mathematically preferable to being annoyed. So if you are currently in the middle of a catastrophic structural collapse, do not panic. Do not text your ex about the stray sock. Do not get the bangs. Just accept the system reboot, let the software update finish installing, and prepare for the next deployment. If you have ever engaged in a deeply awkward hostage exchange in a parking lot, do your civic duty and log your failure in the comments below so the rest of us can study your mistakes. Stay out of the digital basement, and we will see you in the next analysis.